Hello, fifth grade. It seems like you all have done a good job on the previous chapter, chapter 12. And starting this week, we will learn chapter 13. Chapter 13 is called Properties of Triangles and Four-Sided Figures. And we want to start with recalling our prior knowledge. Do you guys know how to describe these lines? We know this is perpendicular. If two lines form right angles, they are perpendicular to each other. We talked about perpendicular when we learned triangles. So this line is perpendicular to this line and it forms two right angles. And these two lines, they're just intersecting each other. So they intersect each other. These are called intersecting lines. And they form two pairs of vertical angles and four pairs of angles on a line. So angle A, B, C, D, C. So angle A and angle B are angles on the line. Angle B and angle C. Angle D and angle C, angle A and angle D. Four pairs of angles on the line. So intersecting lines. And these two lines, they will never meet each other. No matter how long you can extend them. They are eternally parallel to each other. So these are parallel lines. They're parallel to each other. We need to know these lines, so later when I review the shapes with you, you don't get confused. See how I have a whole bunch of shapes on my paper? And except for the triangle, all these other shapes have four sides. So they're four-sided figures, four-sided shapes. We can move them away for now and look at the triangle for a moment. We should remember the triangle has, or a triangle has, 3 points or 3 vertices and 3 angles. This is one, and this is another one here. And 3 sides. Side AC, side BC, side AB. So in Chinese, we'll always write triangle like this. Triangle ABC. I don't see it being used in this book. It's always in words. Triangle ABC. So triangle ABC has side AB, BC, AC, and vertices A, B, C. So these are sides. These are vertices. Vertex or vertices. And angle, 3 angles, we can call them angle BAC, which is this angle. Angle ABC, which is this angle. And angle ACB, which is this angle. The vertex of the angle is in the middle. So this is about triangle. And now let's look at the four-sided figures. In this figure, in this shape, these two opposite lines are parallel to each other. They never meet. and these two opposite lines are parallel to each other. So we can call a figure in which the opposite sides are parallel. We can call this kind of figures a parallelogram. Parallelogram. And if the four sides of the parallelogram happen to be the same, they have a specific name. They are called rhombus. So a rhombus is a parallelogram that has four equal sides. They almost look the same because the way I cut them, but this one does not have four equal sides. This side is longer than this one, I believe. So now we know that a rhombus is a parallelogram with all sides of equal length. And when the angles of the parallelogram are right angles, you know what they're called, right? They are called rectangle, which we all know very well of. So this rectangle is still a special type of parallelogram because the opposite sides are parallel to each other, same as the rhombus. It's still a parallelogram, except that its four sides are equal. And the rectangle is a special type of parallelogram with the four angles being right angles. And we know what happens when the rectangle has four equal sides, right? It would be called a square. A square still has parallel opposite sides and rectangle, so it's a special kind of parallelogram. We don't call it that way, we just call it a square, but by definition it still belongs to the category of parallelogram, just that its sides are equal and its angles are right angles. Shapes that have only one pair of parallel sides opposite to each other, they are called trapezoid. So a trapezoid is a four-sided figures in which only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Trapezoid comes in different shapes. Sometimes these two opposite sides are the same. Sometimes they are different, like this one. But in all trapezoids, we know that only one pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. It doesn't matter if this line is shorter than this line. If you extend both of these lines, they are parallel. And these two lines, even though they don't meet in this shape, but if you extend each line, at one point they're going to meet and intersect with each other. So these two lines are not parallel lines. So yeah, I think that's pretty good about triangle and four-sided figures for review. Aside from the triangles and four-sided figures, we also need to review equation and inequalities. Equations and inequalities. Equations are when one side of the expression equals the other side. It's called an equation. And inequality is when it's not equal. For example, when x is 5. X plus 10 would be less than 20. Because it's not equal, it's called an inequality. When another example, when x is 5, x plus 15 is larger than 5. This is called an inequality. As homework for today, I would like you to study what it says in this picture, in this page, and answer these questions. You can either print the pages and write on the paper or write on your notebook. I will label the pictures so that if you print the pages out, you will have labels on it. If you have to write answers on your notebook, make sure you label the date and the title of the homework. And when you shoot a picture to upload, make sure it is readable. Make sure it is clear and the font is big enough for me to read. And your name is on here, and the date and the title, and yes, these things. They will help me to sort homework more easily. Thank you very much for doing that, and I hope you have fun today.